clear lead against his rival Raila Odinga, with about 85% of the results counted in that country's presidential polls. The official results give Kenyatta about 7.5 million of the total votes against Odinga's 5.5 million. Odinga has already criticized the early results that show he's losing and, of course, to his long-term rival. He told a news conference that the results were fake because the authorities had not produced documents verifying them yet. The message could stoke fears that his supporters could take to the streets. The head of the African Union Election Observer Mission, Thabo Mbeki, yesterday said the process had been free and fair. All right, let's cross live to reporter Aldrin St. Pierre for the latest on Kenya's elections. Aldrin, has Uhuru Kenyatta advanced his lead at all?
Well, certainly, Francis, as it stands at the moment, just over 38,000 of the ballots have been counted. 38,000 of the polling stations' ballots have been counted at this point. And just to give you an update on the figures that have come through in terms of the leaderboard, as it stands at the moment, Uhuru Kenyatta from the Jubilee Party, he is standing at 7.8 million of the votes, while Raila Odinga is at 6.4 million of the votes. This gives Uhuru Kenyatta 54%, while Raila Odinga is at 44.77%. And as you've indicated in your introduction there, that Raila Odinga has already discredited these results and saying that there has been a manipulation of the system of the IEBC. Also speaking about Chris Msando, remember that he was the IT head of the IEBC. He was murdered just a week before the elections, and he says, this is Raila Odinga, that Chris Msando's identity was used to hack into the system of the IEBC. However, the IEBC, they've actually just delivered a press briefing right now where they spoke about these allegations and said that they will come up with a methodology to look into these allegations. And I guess it's quite a bit disturbing using a word like we will come up with a methodology instead of saying that we have a methodology in place to see whether the system has been hacked into or not. So that would probably be something that NASA would be hampering on, considering that there is no methodology as it stands at this point to see whether the system has been hacked into or not. However, though, the IEBC does say that party agents have been deployed to all the various polling stations, over 40,000 polling stations, and those party agents can verify the results, that verify the hard copy results to the electronic results. So that system is in place, and that's how they'll try to compare the results. Remember also that NASA had set up their own polling station. And about just over an hour or so ago, when Raila Odinga was delivering his post-election update, he said that according to their own tallying center, actually it is him who's in the lead. He had about 8 million votes at that time. That number probably increased according to their own tally, and Uhuru Kenyatta is trailing behind him. That's according to their results, but the IEBC results indicating that in actual fact it is Uhuru Kenyatta who is leading the votes as it stands at the moment. A couple of minutes ago, also an update from the Interior Minister, Matianga, the acting Interior Minister, speaking about the state of security, saying that it's quite calm, and it was almost as a show of unity, a show of force, as you've seen the Defense Minister as well as the Foreign Affairs Minister all standing there at the foyer of the President's office in a show of unity as Matianga delivered this message of calmness, and saying, also making a call on Kenyans to say that let's wait for the IEBC and let's allow the IEBC to do its job. A question that I posed was, in light of these allegations being raised by Raila Odinga and being raised by NASA, are there any contingency plans and so forth? And he said that as it stands at the moment, they know of no threat whatsoever to the calmness that the country has at the moment. However, the police will remain on high alert. Police will remain vigilant. He also said that as it stands now, there are no hotspots that they could consider, that there are no places that they consider to be hotspots. But certainly, if yesterday's elections is anything to go by, police have shown that they are quite vigilant, and this time around, post-election results, they will remain vigilant. But listening to the rhetoric coming from NASA, one of its party agents, one of the party officials, saying that, well, we call on Kenyans to remain calm, but at some point we may call on them to take action. One can only imagine what those type of words means, and whether this means that they will call on Kenyans to take to the streets. I was in contact with one of the reporters, rather one of the residents who lives in Kibera, which is a stronghold of NASA, and he says that the area as it stands at the moment is quite tense, but they are waiting on Odinga to give them the go-ahead in terms of what happens now after the IABC may have confirmed the elections and made the announcement.
All right, thank you very much. Eldon St. Pierre reporting live from Nairobi. And like he says, calm for now, but this will raise massive concern. Raila Odinga, who is trailing behind the incumbent Uhuru Kenyatta, claiming that the results are fake, that he should be in the lead. And remember, there's a history here in Kenya of rivalry between these two strongmen. And in 2007, violence broke out after elections. So that's why Aldrin keeps on emphasizing the security fears. No hotspots, police say, for now, but we will certainly keep an eye on what's happening in Kenya for you. More news after this short break.